Name good, you can ask about me, yeah, yeah. We be on the west side rollin', and you be online, baby, trolling.
Yo, welcome back to FG Unleashed, homie. FG getting at you, man. Check this out. Let me tell you about this story that just happened last night, man. You know, I was out in LA, man, and I hit up the homies and shit like, man, what's happening? Where everybody at? You know what I mean? So one of the homies hit me and say, man, we on Crenshaw, homie. You know what I mean? I'm not on Crenshaw. Like, damn, you know, motherfuckers still hang out on Crenshaw. They like, yeah, homie, we out here. I'm like, well, where y'all at? They like, man, we right here on the Shaw and Coliseum. I'm like, shit, homie, I'm in Carson, homie. I was in Carson at I got a little in the cut, hole in the wall, little Chinese spot, man. I love to go get this Mongolian beef and shit right there on Carson Street. So I'm gonna say, okay, as soon as I finish grubbing, I'm gonna smash up there. So, you know, I finished grubbing, playing my route out. Okay, boom, I'm right here on Carson Street. I'm gonna go hit the 405 to the 110 all the way up, you know what I mean? Get off on Exposition. Smash down to 110, boom, smash. Get off on Exposition. When I get off on Exposition, for those who don't know, right there on Exposition is in Figueroa is USC, University of Southern California. So whatever they had going on up there, homie, it was a gang of traffic. So I hit a back street, you know what I mean, and make a couple moves and shit. So I get I see the LAPD and shit, but I don't pay them no mind. You know, I bust that left off Fig onto Exposition, smash down Exposition, right? You know what I mean? So I'm smashing for a minute. I look in my rearview mirror, I see LAPD trying to dip behind me. You know what I mean? So I say, look at these cats, you know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, you know, I'm at this moment, I don't need to be pulled over, you know what I mean? So they get behind me at the light and shit, you know what I mean? So I'm at the light on Exposition of Vermont, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna do what I do, you know what I mean? Because I already know they trying to see if I'm gonna make a nervous move and shit so they can pull me over, you know what I mean? So, I mean, not that they needed the right, but they you know, they gonna test my gangster and shit, right? So light turn green, I take off on their ass, you know what I mean? And so boom, when I take off, you know, of course a motorcycle could take off faster than a car and stay under a certain speed limit, but you know, I gapped them for a second, but I'm really looking for the speed limit sign, you know what I mean? Now I'm bumping, then my road glide got beat on it, so I'm bumping my music, but what I do is I turn it down some, but I don't turn it down all the way, because if I turn it down all the way, that's a sign of me being nervous or something, or me a sign of being suspicious or something. So I turned it down where it ain't just super loud, but they can still hear it, you know what I mean? So I'm rolling, I'm trying to get to the find a speed limit sign, because what I'm finna do is I'm not finna go to speed limit, because who go to speed limit on a road glide in real life? Nobody, homie. You know what I mean? So if I go to speed limit, homie, that's gonna be another sign of, you know, suspicious activity, homie. You know what I mean? So I see the speed limit sign that say 35. I go 45, because that's realistically, that's what I'm gonna be going probably 60, but I broke it down to 45, because if I go 35, like I say, they definitely gonna be like, this cat up to something. So I push on them 35, man. These dudes follow me. And anybody know LA and shit, man. I'm trying to get to Crenshaw. You know what I mean? So they follow me, homie, from Exposition and Fig. I mean, they get on me on Vermont. Now, from Vermont to Crenshaw, you got Vermont, Normandy, Western, Van Ness, then the Shaw. I mean, it's a nice little distance, homie, for the police to, man, they follow me all the way to Crenshaw, homie, you know what I mean? So when I get to Crenshaw, I put my blanket on every light. I take off on them, you know what I mean? And so I get to Crenshaw and shit, and I'm like, if they let me get to this parking lot where the homies at, it's a wrap, you know what I mean? So I busted, getting ready to bust the left on Crenshaw. I'm like, okay, this day time, they seeing kind of where I'm headed. So this the time they probably gonna try to pull me over. So I made sure that some cars was coming. Bam, I make my left, but when I make my left, it's some more cars coming, so I know they either gonna have to wait, or they was gonna have to put their light on for them to make a left. So I make that left and shit, boom, use my turn signals, everything, and take off, boom. So they bust the left, homie, and I could see them speeding up in my rearview mirror, but I'm probably like maybe 1,000 feet from the entrance to where the homies hanging out at. So boom, I see the parking lot, about 1,000 people out here, low riders, trucks, Harleys, you know, I mean everything, man. I was like, damn, I really didn't know people still hung on Crenshaw, homie. I hadn't hung out on Crenshaw, homie, in over 20 years. You know, I was a Crenshaw bandit back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, homie. I'm talking about, I didn't miss a Sunday damn near. Man, the shaw's still cracking, homie. So anyway, they see me smash up. So when I get ready to pull in the parking lot, I got to slow down to get in the parking lot. They had speeded up, and they come get on the side of me and shit. When I look back, I got a smirk. They got a smirk and shit. You know what I mean? And I see these LAPD, they still playing games, but you know, I made it another night, went in there, hung out with the homies, and, you know, a bunch of cats, saw a bunch of clean-ass low riders, cars with big motors, you know what I mean? Dude got $50,000 motors in their cars, man. I see LA still doing this thing, man, but, you know, but at the end of the day, man, like I said, ended up having a good time. Everything went well, man. That just was another night out on the street, man, with FG on that road glide, man, you know what I mean? Y'all take it easy, FG Unleashed.